Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is David for Elizabeth Craft Designs. How is everybody doing? Let me see if I can find myself. Oh, I forgot some technical bits. I need the comments, right? I need that one. I'm seeing everything but comments. Where did they go? Oh, there they are. Seeing people already coming in, but I'm not able to read them as I want to. Bear with me. I'm nearly done. I'm really nearly done. There we go. You should go there. You should go there. And then they go there. Oops. There we go. They work. Now just YouTube comments. Where are they? Where did the YouTube comments go to? There we go. Hello, hello, hello. We are all set. Hi Nans, hi Miranda, hi Ivor, hi Avril, hi Rebecca, hi Els, hi Belinda, hi Terry, hi Sandra, hi Karen. And over at YouTube, we've got a lot of people coming in as well. Good to see you. Welcome everybody, and we're going to have some fun tonight. I'm still jet lagged, so if I ramble on about something weird, then just bear with me. More than normal, that is, because, well, I do tend to ramble on anyway. Hi Janet, hi Susanna, hi Ava, hello, hello, hello. Good to be back, Ava. It was fantastic in Banff, but I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, it was good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Well, first things first. Don't forget to like, share, and comment to be able to win the $50 gift certificate. Because, well, there's a lot of fun stuff going on at Elizabeth Craft Designs. So that's a fun thing. And I've got a winner from last week's like, comment, and share. Hi Petra, hi Wilma, hi Sandra. Good to see you, good to see you. Hi Olivia, Linda, Debbie, Mina. Hello, hello. Well, the winner of the $50 gift certificate, I'm trying to find myself, by the way, on Facebook, but for some reason, not yet. Bear with me. Bear with me. There we go. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. The winner of last week's challenge of the like, share, and comment is Heidi Moy. Congratulations, Heidi. Please contact eCraftDesigns, info@ecraftdesigns.com to claim your prize. Oh, I see Jeff already posted it as well. Congratulations, Heidi. Good for you. And yeah, it pays off to like, comment, and share. Right. First things first, Banff. Wow. It was absolutely fantastic. We had a blast. The students were all great, no exceptions there. And to be honest, I think this was the best retreat so far. It was fantastic. The feedback we got was excellent. The classes, each and every teacher blew it out of the park, I think, and it was fantastic. The atmosphere was fantastic. It was really, really cool. So everybody who was there, thank you for making it an unforgettable week, fairly. And I'm happy to be back, though. That is also good. Happy to be back with the doggies, because they missed me, for sure, and Daniel did as well. Thank you. Yeah, we finished the night with a bang, the retreat with a bang. We had a good party going on there. So that was Banff. It was absolutely fantastic. Loved it. Loved it. Now, today I'm going to be doing some ATC cards because, to be honest, I'm still jet lagged and I could not prepare something big. Going to be live tomorrow. Going to be live on Thursday for Coffee and Craft. So that is going to be fun as well. So I've got some different things coming up this week. Thursday I'm going to be working with Annette's new release. Wow, that's a stunner. So that's going to be fun. Tomorrow is going to be my Banff journal. So if you want to see more of that, come to my own channel. And hi, Diane, my friend. Hi, Sylvia. Good to see you here as well. But today I'm going to make some ATC cards because a while ago I saw, and credit where credit is due, I saw Andy Skinner do a wonderful technique, and I actually saw one of the people in a group already posting this technique with my stamps, which I was popped in my head immediately. I did this at a demo I did in a store at Dooding, but I'm going to do it today, and I'm going to do some variations of it because, well, the original technique is stunning, but I just came up with some other things that could make it even more interesting. So I've chatted well enough, I think. Hi, Yoka. Good to see you. Hi, Brenda. Thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting. So let's get started, shall we? Let's switch the cameras around. So these are going to be the star of the show. I'm going to have, it's going to get messy, hence my silicone mat right here. So I can put the paint on there. I've got my Santa stamp, and I've got the Deck the Halls stamp here. Those two I'm going to be working with mainly. I'm also going to use sentiments from my journal phrases, the most recent one. It's a cool technique, right, Eva? It's really fun. And these stamps are perfect for it. You'll see. I'm going to use my journal stencils 9, some of them. I've got them here ready to go as well. I've got some alcohol markers, pencils, paints, lots of stuff. It's all surrounding here. And we're going to get started, I think. So, I'm going to start with finding a stamp that I want to use. I'm going to use some of my backgrounds volume 3 because it's just perfect for that. And I'm going to use this Santa because, well, he's gorgeous. And he's too big, but I don't mind him coming off the page a bit, or coming off the stamp a bit. So let's just stamp him. I'm going to stamp him using a lighter color. I'm not sure this one is too light, but we'll find out together. So, stamp that down. That's a bit light. I might stamp that another time. There we go. Yeah, that's better. I think this is good enough. This is good enough. I might regret it later on. I'm going to leave everything where it is. My class was messy. Yes, it was. But yeah, you loved it, I think. Oh, one thing I forgot. I'm going to use the base dies for ADC because I get a lot of questions. Do we still have ADC dies? Yes, we do. I'm going to use the Torn set. That is the basic ADC card in this matte layer. I'm going to use later on as well. So that's going to be used as well. And I'm going to use this stamp from the classic ADC stamp set. So that's another thing that we still have available. Just so you know. I've stamped the backs of these already. And I'm going to use, any uses a pure white. I'm going to use Heavy Cream by Paper Artsy just because I like that creamy look instead of pure white. Hi, Sherry. It was messy but fun, wasn't it, guys? I think it was. I've got several brushes here that I want to use, and I'm going to start with the bigger one just to, get bigger coverage. And I'm just going to cover him all up, like so, with the white paint. And I always go quiet, because coloring within the lines is not my strongest point. As a child, I could not do it. I'm getting better at it. Practice makes perfect, they say. Thanks, Els. Oops. Now, this should stay right there in the corner. So this little ball on the end of his head, I'm not going to do with this big brush. But this just makes it able for me to move quicker and cover a bigger surface, that is. So it's quite simple. You just color everything in using that lighter paint. And what I love about these paints is that they dry fairly quick. So you can do a second layer quite quickly. Like so. And I'm looking at my stamp as well here on the side, like, okay, where does it end? That's a bit hard to see, but I think this is it. It's because I use that lighter ink, but I can always come back and do some touch up if needed. Now you don't see anything anymore. It's like a white blob, right? That's what it should be. It should be a white blob. Hi Celine, good to see you. So this is getting a nice coverage. Put that in water. Don't forget to put it in water. Then I'm going to take my teeny weeny brush. Gonna color in the little ball at his head, and I'm gonna see where I missed some bits, do some fine repair work. You can use any white acrylic paint you've got. Doesn't have to be the one I use. Okay, now this needs to dry obviously, and I'm going to help it along a bit with my heat tool. Oh yeah, Nicole, this is a technique that's been invented, well, I don't know if it's invented by him, but Andy Skinner did this with his own stamps. I just immediately thought, oh wow, this would work perfectly with my stamps. So that is why I picked them. I'm going to pick him up. You see, I've already stamped the back of this. So it should be dry enough. Let it cool down a bit. Gonna put that back in the corner there. And then I'm going to stamp using black. And I'm going to use black archival for that. Is it going to work like this? Yes. Hi Debbie, good to see you. It looks like a ghost now. Yeah. Hi Meta, good to see you. Hi Femke. Good to see you all. For the people that came in late, don't forget to like, share and comment. And Heidi Moy is the winner from last week from the $50 gift certificate. So make sure he is right in the corner there. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to stamp this. And this is going to bring back all that detail. There we go. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? Right? Now I can see I missed some bits. I was expecting that. So what we're doing is pick up the paint. And just fill in the gaps. Like so. Dry that again. Now I'm using this technique on HC cards, but you can imagine doing this on craft paper or on this paper and then turning it into a card. Gorgeous, right? Such a fun technique. So placing him back. Because I've gone over that in the here at the bottom, I will just stamp again. Now, the top I'm not going to re-ink because I think it's got enough. I'm just going to stamp there. Perfect. There we go. So it's a forgiving technique as well. Great, right? I love that. Hi, Honora. So, fairly done, you know. I'm going to call this one done. So, I'm going to take my ground espresso. Just going to ink up the edge. And I love that creamy color. So, that's that. Now, I've got something fun that I want to do, because it's Christmas. I've got this stuff, Sparkle, it's called, Splatter Effects. I just can't get it to splatter with the thing that's with it. Maybe now. Oh yeah, there we go. It's you don't see it on camera as much. Hey, where's my... He was out of focus. There we go. He's still out of focus. Why are you out of focus? You see that? Nice, right? I've never had the camera go out of focus, so I don't know. There we go. He's back. So that's a cool splatter. Just gives it that extra for Christmas. Beautiful, right, Els? I love it. So the back is already stamped. So it's a very thin, almost single layer A to C card. And then I've got these that I've cut out from my journal phrases. I'm just gonna glue these on there. I got this as a gift at the retreat. How cool is that? Right? I mean, Halloween is over, but what's wrong with my camera today? Come on. Focus. Never had this issue. I don't know. I'm gonna switch it off. Now it's fixed. Okay, sorry, I had to switch it off and on because it didn't go back in focus. Okay, I'm just gonna do this one right here. Good times. And that's my first card done. It's really, really good. Fun technique, right? I'm gonna put him in a safe space. Show it all later. Now, I'm gonna change things a bit. Change things up a bit. I'm going to take my tree stencil and now let me see, some green ink, rainforest, which is quite a dark one, but hey, who cares? I don't. Take a brush. I know, Belinda, but it normally never does that. But hey, I'm just going to give this a bit of ink, just a light one. I want to create a bit of a background now. Just for some fun. Okay. Look, we've got some texture in the background. That was the plan. Now I'm going to take my stamp. Just organize yourself, Rodeberg. There we go. Hi, Saskia. Hi, Jane. Put that one back there. Now, I do want to stamp it one bit darker. Boom, 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 boom. Well, let's just do it with black. Why not? You know what? I've got gray here. Let's try that. So it was hard to see with that very light one. There you go. That's easier to see. And now what I want to do, I'm going to let this dry for a second, because I'm going to show you something with the magic of television. This one I've already stamped. I love this. I'm going to experiment with you guys, because I've got different techniques that I want to show you, because this makes it very easy to color on the darker paper as well. So I've got an Olo marker here, which is, I haven't tried this yet. What I did try, let me show you, is this one. This is done with colored pencils and Gamsol. So that works, I know that. So let's try this. Why not, right? So this is a gray. So I'm going to make his gray, beard gray. Well, this works. No, it doesn't. So I'm going to finish up his beard and his hair, and then I will tell you why this doesn't work. Probably some of you have guessed it already, but it works over the paint. But why it doesn't work, look, it activates the ink. This ink is not suitable for Olo markers. So let me show you how it works with the pencils. I'm using wax-based pencils, and I'm just gonna color in his head. I'm gonna leave that white. His coat. Like so. This is going to be red. There. So very quick and easy coloring. And now I'm going to take my Gamsol and my little pencil thingy. I don't know what this is called. I knew it, but now it's gone. But it doesn't matter. Either Frères van Clair or Archival. This is the ink that I used to stamp this one. You see how easy that blends out. You get a perfectly even blended look. And I love that. So Gamsol, or this is called Mineral Spirit Odorless, works really well for this. Yeah, geurloze terpentine. And you've got Gamsol, which is the brand. Even the Gamsol is sort of picking up the ink, but less than the alcohol marker. So I'm just clean off my, how do you call this thing? Anybody? Help? The dauber, the doezelaar in Dutch. But I don't know what the... There we go. Just pull that color out. Like that. I think this is already pretty. Just the red. I'm going to do some green here. And I'm going to make his thingy green. His color. I've got some green here. Yep, there we go. Dip that in. Doezelaar, yeah. Blending stump. That's sometimes the answer is so easy, right? But just by applying that layer of acrylic paint makes it so easy. So I would say this one is done. Quick and easy. Let me see if I have got maybe a little guy has got some blonde hair. Not that he needs it, but just for fun. Now, I've got green on here, and I don't want green on his hair, so just with some sanding paper, fine grit, I'm gonna clean my stump, like that. Dip it back in the water, or not water, in the mineral spirit. I'm just gonna give him a bit of color. There we go. Like that. And I need a darker color for the gloves. I'm going to use some brown. For that. And his hands are going to be brown as well from the gloves. I've put that into my paint. Just going to wipe that off, no problem. As long as they're wax-based, Karen, they work. As long as they're wax-based. Oh, that's very red. I thought it was brown. Never mind. We're going to work with it. This looks brown, right? Chestnut. Well, this definitely looks red to me. Never mind. I don't like this. So I'm going to grab a different color. Sepia red. It says red. So you don't have to use the pencils that I'm using. You can use any. Just going to grab a dark brown now. Sorry, I had to dive in my big box of... There we go, that's better. That's better. So it makes it very easy to move around because you've got that smooth background. But look at that. How cute is that? I love it. So, same thing again. I'm going to ink the edges using ground espresso in this case. I never had good success with baby oil, and I don't like the ink, the greasy residue on my paper. But hey, you do you. Hi, Sandra. Good to see you. Well, let's do a bit more splattering because, well, I like that. I don't like this thingy that comes with, but okay. Splattering everywhere except where I want it to splatter. There we go. Might as well just do this. So. I know they do, but I didn't expect that from this brand. Okay, there we go. Another one. Done. So this one is also done with Gamsol and the colored pencil. Now I just want to highlight something on here. Let's use this one. This one was gifted to me by Debbie. So if you're here, Debbie, I'm using it. Just giving him some highlights here and there. There we go. There we go. Not much, but just some little things. And put him in a safe spot again. Let's Let me think. Oh yeah, I've got another one that I want to show you. That's going to be stamped on this one. Now, is that going to work with this? Let me put my pencils away for now. Just need some space. Isn't he, Brenda? He's gorgeous. I agree. Oh, I've still got this one. This one is dry now. So I'll get to the other one. But I like this with the texture on the background. I need some paint. I need a brush. I need a tiny bit more paint. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do something else. I'm going to start by coloring in the white bits here. So I'm not going to make him completely white. But I'm just going to use some paints to color him in. And that looks different again from doing it with colored pencils. Now, what I did with this one specifically is I used First Van Clair on purpose because it's a pigment ink and it's not water reactive. So that is why I used this one to stamp. So I can actually just go over without activating that ink again. Now I've thinned out the paint a tiny bit just so I can blend it out easier. Now the white needs a second layer, which is fine, which is absolutely fine. Now, next I'm coming in with a red. This is tomato, but tomato is a really nice bright reddish color. So let's put a drop on here. Pick that up. And I'm going to color in. Now, this is a transparent color, so I have to come back several times with several layers because I don't want that Christmas tree showing through, if that makes sense. But I can make it more opaque just by coming back in with extra layers. But it also goes to show how fun it is when you have an opaque paint, what you can do with it. Now I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to stamp over it again. So it'll bring back all the detail even better and sharper and... Oops. There we go. Rescued there. Hi Venna. No problem. So another layer. And the more I build this up, the more intense that red will become as well. Now I gotta go back to another brush because I don't want to pick up the red. Just want some white here as well. I'm having fun, guys. I'm just experimenting together with you. Now I made a boo-boo there. See? Nothing a piece of paper won't fix. There we go. See? That's the beauty of working with acrylic paints. People are scared of it, a lot of people, but it's very forgiving. There we go. You see now the second layer of white is going over this, and that really makes a difference. makes the white really pop now. And the white is an opaque, so it covers up the red. Now let me grab my red brush. Yeah, Prismacolor works as well as the Derwent. Don't know which ones these are. Derwent. Lightfast. They work. So I'm going to do another layer of the red. Just to build that intensity up. So it looks like a hot mess now, but I'm pretty confident. Well, I know for a fact it will turn out nicely. So this is a variation of the technique that he did, Andy. Still need some gray. So I'm just gonna tap a tiny bit of gray there. But this is too dark gray, so I'm gonna use my white to lighten that. Then I'm gonna color his beard. And his hair and his mustache with that. So we see less and less of that Christmas tree, but it is in the background now, which I like. And his mustache. There we go. Pretty cool. We're getting there, we're getting there. Yeah, the majority of the normal coloring pencils, even the cheapest ones, work. Just the watercolor pencils don't. Right, now I've got some Gold Rush here, which I really need the tiniest drop of. There we go. And some vintage lace. Now this is a tiny bit too pink to my liking for his face. But I will mix the two together. Just a tiny bit of this in with that to give it more of a skin tone. There we go. It was just a tiny dip and that works. So I'm going to use that on his hands. I'm not giving him gloves. I stole his gloves when I was in Canada because I was freezing. Well, I wasn't freezing, it wasn't that cold. Don't be a baby, David. Wasn't that bad. But the people who know me know I am always cold. So what I'm doing now is just giving his face some color. So this is almost like color by number. Except there's no numbers, but... And when I was doing color by number as a kid, it looked like this. Because I could never stay within the lines. What did I miss, Els? What did you say? There we go. And you know what? I'm just gonna use my green pencil to color this in with just a hint of color. This doesn't have to be perfect. Now, mistletoe is white, right? Am I correct? Is mistletoe... Oh, you didn't say anything. Okay. I thought somebody responded to you. Well, that's good that you didn't say anything. Mistletoe is white, right? Thank you guys for the hearts. This is looking like a hot mess now, I know. Well, there you go, Sandra. Same here. Same here. In the meantime, I've got paint everywhere. I'm still waiting for the answer on the mistletoe berries thingies. Hi, Annette. How are you? Most of the time it's white. Okay, there we go. Just dipping it in. Tum tum tum. Okay. That's that. Just giving that a blast with the tool. So it needs to be dry to stamp over. They are, Katie. They are. Little off-white. Well, perfect. That's what this is. I always forget. Paint them red and then everybody goes berserk. Oh yeah, the mistletoe is not red. Hey, it's my art. I can make them red if I want to. But I wanted to prevent that. Yeah, I know the mistletoe leaves are green. So, ooh, ruined my heat mat now, my mat now. Way to go, David. It's not the first time I did that. Just gonna flip it over. Put that down, put this in. Okay, I'm gonna order a new one of those because I don't want to be without a sticky mat. But I'll be fine. I'm gonna stamp now with Archival Black. And then the magic will come back. You see that? Now it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. I'm gonna ink up my stamp now with Archival. And, are you okay there? Yes, you are. Stamp this. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love it. Love it. Such a difference when that detail stamp is on there again. Now I've got to do some repair here, which is fine. The white stuff is paint, yes. The white stuff is paint. I'm grabbing some now because I did a boo-boo here. Well, never mind, we can repair a boo-boo. There we go. Now what I'm going to do now, because this stuff, I like it. Such a fun technique. Let me ink up the edges first. Because I've already stamped the back, so these are all ready to go. So the basic of the technique, which I still love, this one, is just the white, and I love this. Look, I love this as well. And it looks so different than using color pencil again. So, love that. He's framed now with a dark ink. I'm just going to put some on my mat. Because this... There we go. And I'm going to take my splatter brush. Works way better. There we go. I like things to be quick. He's standing in the snow. Because I like the stuff. It's not taking over, but it's got a nice sheen to it. So, that's that one. Then I've got this one. And then I've got this one. Just let me do this, because I need to put some sentiments on these. I've got these here. Now this is going to be Santa Tell Me. Yes. Could be, Terry, could well be. These are going to be ready to trade in Banff. Why not? Because I need to remake my stash because I have depleted it. Santa Tell Me. Last Christmas is going to go on this, no, on here. Oh, I'm still, well, mainly recovering and still reorganizing some bits as well. It's what we do, right? Last Christmas, he's going to go on there. Then we've got Glorious Days. Now, this is too wide, so I'm just with a light touch going over with my, in this case, ground espresso. And then gone is the white. So, that's going to go here. I like that. There really were some fantastic. So, this was the start of the technique. And I took it some steps further and made these out of that. So, I think that's fun. Let me see. I'm going to do one more. Just going to put these to the side. And I'm going to take this one, that one. Put him here. And let's have a look. He'll fit on there. That's fine. I'm going to take my archival ink in the gray again, because I thought that was... Did you? Well, I didn't have time to nap with the doggies. I had a busy weekend, but it was fun. So, and I'm having a blast now, so I'm not complaining whatsoever. Wasn't it? It was, Terry. I agree. Oh, not completely done. There we go. I like that on this torn base layer. So, now let's do this one. I'm just going to use some darker ink. Go around him, just because I want some background. That's that. This is only going to heighten the contrast. And then I'm going to go back in with my white paint and color him in. So, quick and dirty, right? There's a bit of red still in my brush. That's the downside of using red ink or red paint. That is really sticking to your brush. So I'm just coloring in the whole picture with the white. So the original technique is going to be this one, but then with the added texture in the background. And this is the quickest way to do it. I mean, adding all the colors is an extra step, but I do like it. I do like it. And it also makes some fantastic Christmas cards, which I have samples of, but they are in the States or in Canada. They're going to go with Els to the expos, but yeah. Now, let me see how that... I'm looking at my stamp in the meantime, like, okay, where does that go? I think this all needs to be white. That's quite easy then. And if not, well, then it had to be. Then we made the decision now together that this had to be white. So making sure it's nicely covered. Now, this works best if you leave it in your stamp tool. And don't use a heat tool to make it dry, but obviously, otherwise this life would be very boring, because it would literally be like watching paint dry. You don't want that. So that's why I ruined my mat. Well, the baby napped with me, Dolly. Colin wants to, but no, it's not allowed on the bed. Exactly, Femke. Femke says, 4 done, 96 to go. Well, I've got a full year to go. More than enough time. Okay, beautiful. Where's my ink? My archival. Make sure that this one is in the corner. It's not sticking anymore, but hey. Hey ho, right? Yeah, please join the ECD Artist Art Journal Specials group. And also, we've got ECD ATC. If you're into making ATC cards, that's a fun group as well, where we share all sorts of inspiration and fun bits like these. These are going to go on there. There we go. Look at that. Oh, it amazes me every single time that I do that stamp. Wow. Welcome home, Sandra. Glad you made it home safely. And it was great seeing you again. I've got your tool set up right here next to me, and I've got this one right here. So thank you again. Thinking of you every day, as I promised. I'm doing it. Right, there we go. That's that one. It's a really cool technique, Annette. You will love it, I think. Back is already stamped. Good. Just a bit of ink on the edges. 1, it makes it look grungy, which I love. 2, it takes away the white core of the paper, which I hate. So, bonus, 2 in one go. So, you're going to go on there, but first, is this still wet? Yep. Let's see if I can wet this. Yep, there we go. Just some tiny bits. You see that? It's very nice and shiny. So, take all this away so I don't throw it in there. That's going to go on there. So, grab my glue. So yes, this technique is really fun to use with these stamps. Have a go. Have a go and post them in the groups. I would love to see what you make with them. Also a fun technique in your journals, on cards, and on ATCs. Fairly anything you do, this is gorgeous. So yeah, I would love to see your makes using these. I need this. Well, let's do Last Christmas again. I like that. Let's ink the edges and then go over the rest immediately because it's too white. There we go. You're going there. There we go. That is that one done. Now, I've got another one that I've been practicing on. I just don't like the color of the face too much, but hey, that's what it is. So I'm going to finish this one up as well. This is where I tested out the painting technique that I did with this one. That's the same technique. So he's going to go on a card. Stamped on the back, yes. Did this one. So then I've got 6 ready to go, right? You need to splatter this one though. Do this, do that. You know what? This works best for me, just to dab on. For the bigger ones and then some smaller ones. There we go. Done. Pretty. Gluing down. This is a really fun set, that torn set. So if you're still looking to get ATC dies, because a lot of people ask me as well in Banff, like, okay, do we still have some ATC dies? Yes, we do. In the torn set, we still have them. And this stamp on the back is from the classic ATC set, which is also still available. So, and there might be coming something fun somewhere next year. But hey, I didn't say anything. You're going to find out when the time is there. This is going to be good times. There we go. Wednesday, it's going to be Liz that's going to be here. That's going to be fun. Good times. There we go. Friday, it's going to be Annette. And Thursday, it's going to be me for Coffee and Craft. And I'm going to be doing something with Annette's collection. So, here we go. Look at those. How cute are those? I love them. I just love them. Look. The first 6 are done. And they're going to go into my ATC journals, which are still packed, but I've got one here. These are the ATCs that I received last year in Banff. And we've got these sleeves to keep them in as well. These are all the ones I traded last year. They're here in my cabinet right next to me. So, and then I've got the ones from this year separate. So I'm going to need to order a new journal with the ATC sleeves. And that'll be for the new ATCs to be in. So that's it for today. So let me switch camera so I can say proper goodbye. Thank you for joining me today. I had a blast. This was cool. I didn't craft in a long time because, I mean, I was teaching in Banff, but hey, that is different than crafting yourself. Loved it. Loved it. So thank you for joining me today, and I would love to see you Thursday. As I said, Wednesday is Liz, Thursday is me, Friday it's Annette. And if you want to see me work on my Banff folio journal that I made before I left to Banff, join me tomorrow live on my own YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like, share, and comment this one. and I'll see you soon. Bye!